In this video, let's take a look at how these mix buses work. You've got 8 mix buses that you can use, and these are sends. So you're sending a track to a mix bus, and then on this mix bus, you can apply further processing to it. For example, you could add a compressor on this mix bus, and then it'll apply the bus compression across all the tracks. But I will get into this a bit later on how to use bus processing on these mix buses. First, let's see how to route these tracks to a mix bus. So going by the drums, I want to take all these drums and route them to a mix bus. And because my drums are grouped, if I make a change to one, it's going to make a change to them all. And it really is simple. Basically, you just choose where to assign it. So if I click on this, it assigns all the drums to mix bus 1. Then on mix bus 1, I can go in and rename it. Let's call it drums. Now I know that all my drums are going through to this track. If I solo this and play it back, I've got all those drums coming through. Now that's great. The only problem is that they're still being routed to the master output, and we don't really need this anymore. So you can tick this to disable them going to the master output. So now the routing is this. All the tracks are going to the drums mix bus, and as you can see, this has now been renamed. And then from the drums mix bus, they're going through to the master output. So that's basically the routing. Now let's go through the rest of the tracks and set up some mix buses for them. Moving on to the bass, I think the bass can have its own mix bus. I know it's only one track, but you might have some extra bass instruments that you want to pull across. Maybe you've got 3 recorded basses. You can group them together and then make them go to their own mix bus. So just click on that, rename it. So we've got drums and bass. Just remember to turn off the master that it's being routed to. Then next are the acoustic guitars. Now, I want to take the acoustic guitars and the electric guitars and send them all to one mix bus. So that's pretty easy. I just click on mix bus 3. So the acoustics are going to mix bus 3 and the guitars are going to mix bus 3. That's just showing you how you can take 2 groups and send them to one mix bus. And remember to turn off the output being sent to the master bus. What else have we got? We've got this piano that can go to its own mix bus. Turn off the master output. And then also the vocals. Turn off the sends to the master bus. And rename this vocals. Awesome. So now we've got mix buses for all our different sections in our session. There's the drums, then the bass, the guitars, the pianos, and then the vocals. And then you've got master control for all these sections just with one fader. So basically, you could take just these 6 faders and make a mix of your whole song. But it's really not that simple, but that's the basic general consensus or idea behind it. And let me show you one other quick cool thing about these mix buses. So you've got all your tracks over here, and it's pretty hard to manage between all these tracks, then the view with the mix bus window, and then the master bus. But the cool thing is, on the master bus, you have this spill button. And basically what this does is when you click this, it hides all the tracks that aren't in that mix bus and shows you only the tracks you need. So for example here, you can see there's guitars and a whole bunch of other things. If I click spill, it's only going to show the drums. If I jump across to spill on the bass, it spills and shows only the bass. And the same for just the guitars, just the piano, and vocals. So basically, there's a bit of a graphic issue going there. So let's just close that down and open it back up again. So basically, by using this spill feature, you can quickly jump to the tracks you want to work with on their faders and channel strips here, and then click the spill again and go on to the other tracks. Another thing I haven't really gotten into is you're sending the tracks with this level over here. And you can take this and change the amount. By default, it's disabled and it's just sending the full signal from here to that track. So whatever you're getting on that master output that I was going to, you got the same level coming here. But let's say, for example, on, let's say the vocals. So I'm going to unspool that and let's go to the vocals, which is this track here. And I'm playing back. Let's jump to the chorus. And I want less of the vocals. I can turn them down either there or the fader. So you do have some control on how you want to adjust the volumes with either the input trim, channel fader, or the mix bus send. But I hope that really gives you a good understanding on how these mix buses work within the context of Mixbus, all your tracks, and then the mixer window, and how you can work with all these tracks. But I hope it's giving you a clear idea that these mix buses, and that's sort of the key feature in this application, really helps you simplify that process. And you'll see throughout the series of this course how we're going to use these to process and mix a session. Okay, so we've really focused quite a bit on importing audio tracks, what you can do to them, and then on this mixer window, how you use it to setting up grouping and routing all your tracks. Now, in the next video, let's take a look at how you can actually record audio into Mixbus. Catch you in the next video.